You got mine, right?
Okay. Yeah, how about yours? JD, I need JD's agreement. I need Elias's agreement. Okay. I need, yeah. Okay, I think that's it. And Veronica. Okay. Yeah, I think I have everybody else. Okay. Now, let's look very quickly at this vocabulary. This, like I said, this, everybody got a check on this. Everybody should have a check up at the top of this, which means everybody has a full credit for this. Everyone who turned this in got credit for it. This is just a real quick and dirty way for me to see, as you can probably tell, if now that you know the key, now that you know the trick here, you can kind of tell what I was looking for. If somebody had, you could have done this, in other words, in 10 minutes if you'd known this trick, right? 5 main reasons, look for the words that do the list. All you had to write here was why you buy. There are 5 reasons people buy, and the organization is a list. When you get through with this class, you will be able to do this in 5 minutes, okay? Because the summary of this, all you had to write down for the summary was, there are 5 reasons people buy things. They are immediate need, making life easier, investment, looking rich, and safety. That's it. That's the summary of this paragraph. So the point is that I can tell if you're on that track, okay? And I can kind of tell if you belong here, and everybody belongs here, okay? Some people did pick up the 5 things, but then they didn't quite get the summary right, okay? So there was something going on wrong. Or they picked up the 5 things and they didn't show me that they could do the vocabulary. So that's the next thing we need to talk about. A lot of people wrote down this for dispensable, and I marked it wrong. Anybody do that? You were surprised? I put can.
Throw away means disposal.
Okay, for one thing, this is something that we're going to work on in the reading center. This is exactly what they're going to work on here. What people who wrote this down were reading was this word. Dispose. Those people have what's called a really strong memory base, okay? You've seen this word before, so your brain, when you see a word that starts with DISP, you're reading this word into it. Your brain is kind of shutting off and not allowing you to sound this word out. That's what they're going to assess you for a week from today, to find out what strength in your brain is overriding your ability to, now that you see it, you say, oh, I see, that doesn't say disposable, it says dispensable. Okay? Dispensable. That's what they're going to help you with. Okay? That the lab that those people will go in will help you get your strength straightened out. And Paula Norton will explain all that. Okay, so dispensable, this goes back to the work you're going to do coming up. This, by the way, this is all, it's not that we're going to do this and then go on to something else. This is an introduction to the entire semester. This is just an introduction to everything we're going to do. This is not the end of this. We're going to continue to work on this.
I have a question. What is the organization? What did you write for organization?
It's this. It's just a list. If you would put down just list, you were fine.
List, what does that say?
With examples.
With examples.
So
Okay.
again, you had a list, you had the immediate need, convenience, enhance of wealth, pride of ownership, and safety. And in between those, you had the examples. The examples of immediate needs are pots and pans and books. The examples of convenience are cell phones and candles. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So in this particular reading, what does dispensable mean?
Like a
Somebody
dispense,
live without
and a
it.
dispenser?
Okay, no,
To give out?
you're right. This is what's called, and we're gonna do this in our homework next week. This is called a restatement clue. Yes, Michael?
Oh, I was gonna put that, but do without or extra.
Okay, do without, it probably works. Did I mark it wrong?
You put a check and a question, so I can kind of gather.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can come see, ask me what I did. The thing I'm kind of looking for on this, when you get to where you're recognizing restatement clues are just what they say, yeah.
Can it also be, is not really needed?
Yes, that's the same kind of thing.
Okay, did you put a question mark on it?
I put what?
You put a question mark there, okay.
Okay, as long as I didn't put check marks, you're probably okay. What I'm looking for, the reason I kind of was iffy on some of those answers, I am looking to see if you, when we get into this, again, everybody got 100% on this one, that you recognize that this information immediately following this word is the definition of this word as it appears in this reading. You could live with that. That's what I wanted you to write down. You can live without them. That's the definition of this word. That's one of these.
Dispensable, you can live without them?
Yeah, you could live without them. That's the answer. Does that make sense? Some people came close.
In this reading, it does.
Yeah, in this reading. Now, it could mean something else in another reading. Okay? Enhance. What does enhance mean?
I put to improve,
I put
Improve.
to adjust.
To fulfill.
to improve,
I put to
to
adjust.
enhance something.
Not, that's not, no, it doesn't, it has to adjust in a specific way. Adjust upward. If you just put adjust upward, that might have worked. Yeah. They enhance your wealth, okay?
Make better?
Make better. Make your wealth better.
Would
Yeah.
add to be acceptable,
Enhance,
to add to?
to add to, that would work, to add to your wealth, okay?
What about improve?
Improve, yeah. Here's what we're doing. Not only do you have to get the answer here, write down what you think it means, okay? Improve, that's good. Add to, I want you to just pick one. I don't want you to write a whole bunch of stuff. I want you to write one word.
So improve says it all, we can just put enhances to improve something.
Yeah,
Okay.
what did you put?
Make a difference.
Improve. So I put
Make a
to
difference.
improve.
Let's see. You have a very soft voice.
Sorry.
To enhance our list. we put
That's kind of like what he said, right? How can tell me make a difference which way, good or bad? So if you say make a good difference, then you'll be okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Here's what we're getting at. Once you write something down here, you need to then, and I know you couldn't do this in 10 minutes, but you'll do this on the weekly assignments. Take this word, you don't have to actually write it, but in your mind, go back and say, could I actually substitute your word here? They improve your wealth, yes. They make a difference to your wealth. It's close, but it's not showing me that they make a good difference. That would have been the difference, put the word good in there, okay? Try to get a synonym. What's a synonym? You remember
Same
that?
word.
A word that means the same thing, enhance, improve. Try to go for short synonyms rather than,
Writing a book.
yeah, some people get these long things. Okay, here was a real tricky one, because a lot of people wrote this down. Is that the definition of functional?
Workable.
Yeah, that's a definition, but is that the definition in this reading?
Yes, it
This is why I don't like you to use the dictionary, because this is probably the first
Functional.
meaning in the dictionary that you would come
I would
across.
say,
would it be like two?
So Sandra, now Sandra,
like a machine, it works.
but Sandra, here's what you have to do. Could you put like a machine in here?
I don't know.
And have that make sense?
How about operate? To operate?
No, you couldn't.
No. Okay, so that is a definition, but it's not in here. Can you put operate in this sentence and have it make sense?
Let's say operational.
Yeah, operational, yeah.
Here's the meaning of this. This is called a contrast clue. We had a restatement clue. This is a restatement clue. This is called a contrast clue. It's telling you what the word doesn't mean, okay? Homeowners install furnaces and purchase decorative as opposed to functional furnishings. So in this sentence, this word means
Not decorative. Okay,
see what I'm saying? You've got to be really specific. Yes, it means all those other things everybody said, but in this sentence, it's talking about see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little insecure about myself here.
But like I said, this isn't something we're gonna do today in the meantime. This is an introduction to the whole semester. Your homework, I
So
believe-
not
I wouldn't
decorative.
guess, not decorative, that,
Okay, yeah, no, it may not, this is why I don't want you to use the dictionary. Because
Not
this
decorative.
is gonna be way down on the list of definitions.
Yeah.
This is paragraph, this is what this means. All of this homework, okay, today I'm gonna give you another sentence handout, and then what's gonna happen is, we're gonna work on both the one you turned in today, because we're not gonna have time to go over all of that, and this one. While you guys are down in the reading center, I'm gonna come around and talk to you about that one, okay? All of this stuff, see where we start on this homework, you've got several days of this. Read some pages in the book, and then do some exercises. This is all this vocabulary stuff. This is where you're gonna learn what a restatement clue is, what a contrast clue is, what an example clue is, okay? So that you'll be able to do this easily, all right? So this was a contrast clue. What about this one? All right. What if I say, what if I say to somebody, okay, George, I need you to come to my office so I can confer with you. What does that word mean?
I put,
Oh, make sure,
confirm.
So I can confer with you. It's
put
that
noticeable?
meaning of this word is
Conference.
yeah.
conference.
I
Not
need to
conference.
confer with you about your assignment.
Confer.
Is it important or essential?
Talk to someone?
Is it important or essential? Like something important or essential?
Okay, but
Important discussion?
what does that, can you put important in right here? Can you replace this with
Confer
important?
status.
See where she, yeah.
Confer.
No. Important is an adjective. Important means something is important. This is the word Sanders means. Status means something important. Okay, so be careful. This is a clue that you
How about a
just...
sense? A
How about
sense.
insured?
SENCE.
What
SEN.
S-E-N-S-E. Like
S-E-N-S-E. A sense.
No.
S-E-N-S-E. A sense.
Okay,
Don't buy a Rolex.
okay, this is an example clue.
Don't buy a
Okay.
Rolex, man.
This is an example clue. You have to read the rest of it. You have to read the stuff surrounding this to understand what it means.
Or a sense of importance.
Pride of ownership is another reason for making a purchase. Consumers buy things like Rolex watches because they, meaning what? What does they refer to?
The consumer,
The people.
the product,
they, the general public,
the Rolex is.
the
The
person itself.
Rolexes.
Oh.
They refer, this is another thing, these pronouns, this stuff
Show
is,
us on the well.
the Rolex watches and the designer clothes
Confirm, make,
give. Give these people
Give the
a
impression.
sense of importance, okay? So this you have to get from the example clue. If someone goes out and buys a Rolex watch or designer clothes,
So would show be,
Yeah.
show might work. Yeah, show might work. What, Ginger, what did you put?
Confer means, I got it wrong, I put make noticeable, but that's not right. So confer is another word for give,
This is just, yeah,
give. I just
this
wrote
is
one
a
word.
different meaning than this confer. And that's another thing you gotta watch out for. There's confer meaning, as a verb, that's a verb. I confer with you. I'm talking to you. I'm having a conference with you. This is a verb. Okay, this is give. Yeah, they're both verbs, but they mean something different. Okay? It's tricky. This vocab stuff is tricky. But my point is that the better clue is in here, rather than looking that up in the dictionary and coming up with this meaning, which doesn't make any sense in that sentence. You're better off trying to figure out. They give status. They give you some sort of status. Make would work. They make you seem important, maybe. But see if you can actually replace this word. They give status. That's probably the best word. Okay? Okay. What about this? What does this mean?
I put buy,
I put to,
buy.
Buy. Okay.
One word, buy.
This is a kind of a, this is a restatement clue, but it comes, the restatement clue, unlike this one, it doesn't come immediately after the word. It comes in the sentence before. Finally, you, like most people, sometimes buy for safety. If we can afford it, we willingly
Procure for buying.
buy. Yeah, it's this word. It's just restating this word. We willingly buy insurance, smoke detectors, burglar alarm sensors. So this is just that. Okay? Does that make sense to people?
How about you put ownership?
No, because this is a verb and ownership is a noun.
Okay, I'm just thinking of other ones.
But you have to test it in the sentence, okay?
Buying is like an action, in a sense, like a verb,
Yeah,
to buy.
Yeah. and ownership is a thing.
You know,
So that's a noun? Ownership would be a
it's a
noun?
noun.
Ownership's a noun.
A noun.
Ownership's a thing.
And buy
Yeah,
is a
so again, that's one of the reasons I kind of introduced you to that subject, verb, predicate business, because we have to kind of talk about parts of speech. That's something I will mark on here. If these need to be, if this is a verb, this needs to be a verb. If this is an adjective, a description, this needs to be an adjective. Okay? Okay. And again, the summary for this was simply, there are 5 reasons we buy things, and here, I'll tell you something about these worksheets I give you. Some of the reading teachers, some of the 322 teachers don't start you out doing, don't start you out doing the summaries until farther into the class. But because I start you off thinking about all these different ways to approach a paragraph, here's the way you do the summary. I have you answer these questions. If you have answered these questions right, your summary is almost done, okay? Your main idea, which should be a complete sentence, is the first sentence of your summary. People buy things for 5 main reasons. That's the first sentence of your summary. Those reasons are immediate need. Now you go back up here and pick up your list.
So the summary and the annotation tie together in a
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Okay.
The reason you're doing this, the reason I'm having you do all this stuff, is so that you can easily tell me, what did I just read? I need to show Miss Penny that I understood what I just read. And if you've answered all these questions, you'll be able to do it. Okay? People buy things for 5 main reasons. Those reasons are immediate need, convenience, enhancing their wealth, showing pride of ownership, and safety. That's it. That's the summary of this paragraph. All that other stuff is just examples. You don't need that in your summary. Yes, Ginger?
I have a question. All these words right here, because didn't get it right, can I add these to my vocabulary list?
Yeah.
With the
Yes,
meaning of
that
word give?
exactly, yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna need
This is how you're going to learn. This is just doing it once and having to give them back to you and it's checked wrong. You don't learn anything. Put these on your vocabulary list. Put down the thing that you thought it meant. I thought it meant throwaway. Now I see that I was reading the wrong word. It means, in this, it means you could live without them. Okay, that's one meaning. But you can make a note about that too. In our reading, it means this. Okay?
So if we miss the words, we add them on here.
You can if you want. Yeah, those,
You miss them,
you can use
and then you
those
don't know
words from this class, from other classes, from wherever. All right? Okay, now obviously we only have 10 minutes. So here's the thing about the homework in this class. These exercises, I know this was a lot of work. And obviously some people didn't finish it, okay? This was more, or is, I mean, it still exists, it's not in the past. This is, as I said the other day, more of an effort to get us all speaking the same language, okay? So that when I say to you, on your next assignment like this, your main idea needs to be a complete sentence. You will understand what I'm saying. Oh, I must be missing something. I'm missing a subject, I'm missing a verb, and we can work on how to fix it, okay? So rather than going over each one of these, I'd rather just kind of talk about it in general. And this is the other thing that people will find in my classes. When I say that the way I teach is I introduce an idea briefly, then send you away to work on it, and then come back and go over it, many times we don't get to go over the whole thing. Obviously, we're not going to get to go over this whole thing today. So that's the reason that when I'm going to collect this today. When you come back on Wednesday, I'm going to give it back to you. And most likely, you will have a chance, unless you did it perfectly the first time, which in my experience teaching this class has never happened. So most likely, you will be working on it again on Wednesday and then give it back to me the next week, okay? So don't worry if you didn't finish it. But for people who did do it, or did start into it, did anyone have one of them on the first exercise here that you really had trouble with? Whenever Joan starts to sing,
Her voice carries in the back of the room.
yeah, we finished that by saying something like the walls fall down. Her voice carries in the back of the room. People stop to listen. What did you put?
Going over another problem, number 8.
It's pretty good.
I didn't really-
Which one has he done?
Number 8.
Number 8, okay.
Directions, he did not put the dog
Okay,
together right.
good. This was an interesting one. You can see where this was coming from, right? One of the reasons I put this on here is because of the confusion that students have with writing that down as the main idea. So this can't be the main idea because it's not a complete sentence. So how do you have to make that into a complete sentence?
Why we buy things, so we can live and be comfortable.
Okay, now that's 2 sentences, so you have to change it around. We buy things so that we can be comfortable.
Also don't use
That would work.
Oh, so,
Okay.
so that's all wrong?
Oh, I kind of like put a comma and then like try to put
So,
Okay.
put two sentences.
It might work, but
Why we buy
probably
things?
what you wanted to do here,
Are you
Christina,
saying that we could eliminate that word why and rearrange
You might
it?
have
I
had
didn't
to.
realize
Yeah,
that.
that
I was
might
like, she
have been the
wants
best
us
way.
to
Yes.
use
We
it just
buy
the way
things.
it is.
This might have been the best way. We buy things because, or we buy things, okay, that would work.
So I
This is something that someone in the other class put. That's also, okay, to feed our egos is why we buy things. That's
So,
the
I
suggestion
have a
from me.
question.
And that person, Christina, now this person worked the why in. It's not a completely grammatically correct sentence, but it works for this assignment. Okay? But yes, Christina's impulse is right. This might have been better. We buy things for 5 main reasons.
So we don't have to work the why and
Yeah, yeah, good. You have a good sense of
So-
putting them together. Yeah.
Put, why we buy things, I put, so we can be comfortable.
Okay, but to be absolutely grammatically correct, you want to, again, take the why off. We buy things so we can be comfortable.
So we can become comfortable.
Yeah, either way, be or become.
So we can,
Yeah, we buy things, and this means to count.
so we can become
Okay,
comfortable.
yeah. Anybody else have a question about one of
So we can
these?
become comfortable.
Here's what this is what I had for the other class. Basically, my purpose of working on this stuff the first couple of weeks, partly because the first couple of weeks is so fragmented with the fact that we're not in class next week. I give you this, and I'm gonna give you another one tonight, so that I have something to work with you individually while you're down in the reading center. Basically, my overall purpose of giving you all these things is not so much that you get every one of these right, but that when I say to you, that's a sentence fragment, right? You're at least gonna say, oh yeah, I remember, we talked about that, okay? And then we'll work on fixing them, okay? All right, any other questions about these first 10, was it 10?
Yes, I think I went overboard. I wrote too long of sentences.
That's all right, as long as it's complete.
Can I read you something?
Yeah,
Just to talk, I put during the sale at Walmart, I found everything I needed and had money left over.
yep.
Is that okay? That's not too long?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for that I put, was because things started to get more cheap.
okay, that's good. And so what you guys have both done is added a subject that's doing an action. That was important, yes. Wait a minute, I can't hear the question.
On number 7, what did you put? Buy 2 gallons for the person with?
Say it again.
Wait, no.
Do you have a subject, do you have somebody doing the action in there? Yeah, you have, as long as you have somebody doing the action. During the sale at Walmart, now here's what somebody wrote, something happened, what about that?
What happened?
Well,
Best
here's
answer.
the thing about this, here's the thing about this sentence that's important.
There's still something missing.
Is this a complete sentence?
This is not a complete thought.
Yes, it is, and this is one of the things we have to get straight about complete sentences. There are grammatically complete sentences, and then there are sentences that we tend to say they're incomplete because they don't tell us anything. But grammatically, this is complete. What's the subject? What's the subject of this sentence? Something. And what's the verb?
Happen.
Happen. This has a subject, a verb, and a complete idea. It doesn't tell us very much, but grammatically, this is complete.
So Walmart isn't the subject.
What?
Walmart isn't the
is,
subject.
in this sentence, this is what you have to ask yourself. Is Walmart doing anything in the
Yes.
subject? No, it's just sitting there.
Oh.
Something else is happening at Walmart, but Walmart isn't doing anything. If you say Walmart raised its prices, then Walmart is doing the action of raising. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So if it was just something happened, if that was just a sentence, that would be,
Just this would, well, yes, it would, actually it would. That would be a complete sentence. Yeah, that's a good question.
something happened.
This would be a complete sentence. It has a subject, a verb, and a complete idea. It doesn't tell us anything, But again, you have to distinguish between grammatically complete sentences and sentences where the idea itself doesn't really tell us what happened. We want to know what happened, okay? Yeah, this is the thing about complete sentences. Basically, in a lot of your reading, we're going to come back to a sentence like this where you're trying to summarize something, and you kind of have to start here. You kind of have to start with a sentence like this and say, okay, what I just read, something happened. What was it? When? Who? Where? Why? But this is, believe it or not, that is grammatically complete. Not very informative, but it's grammatically complete.
One more, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Although they come from different towns.
Yes.
They shop at the same stores and eat in the same restaurants. Although they come from different towns, but they have the same restaurant stores in other towns, as, you know, like there's
That's
two
it.
different McDonald's.
They can go in the front or they can go in the
All the
back.
way.
Yeah,
Okay,
it can
that
go
was okay.
either, yeah, there's a window in the front or the
As
back.
long as it's complete, okay.
They eat at the same restaurant, although they come from different towns, or they come from different towns.
Everybody goes somewhere else.
On the third part, can
Okay.
we like, when we
The
rewrite it?
third part,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, what was your question?
can we can rewrite it, like, switch it up, kind of? Like
Yes,
what we did.
here's what's gonna happen. How many people didn't do the third part? Be honest. Only
I did the last eight.
I know. Usually, about 90% of the people
That was
didn't do
easy
the third
enough, I
part.
did it.
Okay, was it? Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
think it was.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. This usually, when I give this, people look at this and say, what? Okay, so if you didn't do it, that's part of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give it back to you Wednesday. We're gonna work on it down there, okay? And
I already worked on it.
I'm gonna give you another one to start, so you're gonna turn this in right now. But you're
Coming
going
downstairs and start again.
Sure.
No, I want you to, yes, keep the, reading and writing exercise, keep the 5 and turn in your sentence practice. Then this is yours to work on over the weekend, and we will go over both homework 1 and 2 as we will come in and out of the reading center on next Wednesday. Okay, so go ahead and pass your homework 1. Pass your homework 1 forward. Okay, and now you have homework 2. No, that was just the, that you don't have it, you get it Okay, so go ahead and bring in, homework 1 and set it right here. And then I will see you on Wednesday. Come here first, April, and go